Y'all had Jay bumping when we walk in here.
Yeah, the Black Album. The Black Album is the best album.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like it better than Reasonable Doubt.
Really?
Yeah, that's everybody's go-to is Reasonable Doubt, but I like the Black Album Blueprint 3.
Do you think that it's because of the generation you grew up in?
For sure. Yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, I would say I grew up, like, my pops is B-side is a big fan of Jay-Z. So every day that was bumping either Black Album, Reasonable Doubt, Watch the Throne, or Blueprint 3. So I was like, I grew up more on the newer Jay stuff. So that's why I fuck heavily with the newer shit.
Because I always get shit, man. I tell my homies, I'm like, man, I like the Black Album.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, Volume 1, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, nah, the Black Album was hard. Like, hard. I guess I should introduce or have you guys introduce yourself. I got the Ghost family in the building. Like, literally, like, in the back. Now, y'all make some noise. Y'all make some noise.
Whole gang in this bitch.
We got Bobby B. Bobby B.
Sir.
Mac in the building. You want to go ahead and introduce your counterparts?
Yes, sir. These are my brothers. This is my brother to my right is my boy Perry. And to your left is my boy JAYBEE.
Good.
JAYBEE scaring me. he just pulled that thing out of his coat, man. I was like, God damn, man.
Yeah, you're not the first. It's all right.
We good, Jay? All right, my brother.
You're not going to sideline me during the interview, are you?
Nah, man. We all good, man. I'm glad to have you guys. I'm glad to finally make it happen. I've seen you for years. I've been seeing you since your pops was out here and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember I met you a minute back.
Yep.
Way in the back. That was back when battling was still going on.
Yeah.
I remember that shit. I was like 16. I was still a jitty boy.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy. So it's crazy how everything changes, you know?
Yeah. Well, you out here, you making noise. Like I said, I'm glad we able to talk and stuff. And you got the whole crew with you. You got like the
yes, sir.
Man, everybody in here. Is everybody artists or?
Yeah, they all finna be.
Okay. About to put everybody on.
I got to. Yeah, that's not even everybody either. We missing a good 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, all the success we've been having, especially for myself, it's all due to the team. Like, everybody's been playing their role. Everybody's been doing their job, and so, I can only thank God and my team. That's really all I could say.
Word up. So, who is Ghost Fam?
So basically, it's Go Hard or Stay Trapped is what the acronym is. And so, basically, we all came together. We got high as shit, and we were like, damn, we got to start a music video. You know how every other idea starts. So,
somebody was like, it's like I'm a gun.
Yeah.
These words is bullets.
I gave you power. That shit crazy. Yeah. That's how it be. But yeah, we already just knew each other, and just the pieces started coming together, and the timing was right. So we created the music group. And so basically we're just trying to push the positivity within the community and at the same time make dope ass music.
Word. So how you doing that? What positivity? What are you doing in the community?
I spoke at a couple schools, at a couple community events, but at the same time, we're all the bulk of us are from Rose Park. So you know how that goes as far as, we have the Rose Park barbecues, we have the community meetings, and so everybody's really tapped in, and we're trying to create that strong knit, and that tight-knit community and expand that to big, because it's bigger than Rose Park, So we're trying to expand that into other cities and ultimately, around the globe. So that way, everybody's able to see that it's bigger than where you're from. It's more about where you're going. And so, shit, if you want to go alone, and there's the words of Marshawn Lynch, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together. So, we saw that we all brought something to the table, and, we've just been punching the right buttons lately.
Word. So is everybody recording right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, you did the last video. I think I've seen the last video in front of the corner store.
Yep.
Yeah, you stood out to me, man. You spin some hot fire, man. Some, that guideline shit.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
How long you been rapping?
Since I was 16, I think. I picked up the pen right after high school. This honestly all started when we was all in this apartment. We used to stay on 17th, and we all just picked up the pen, more of a fuck around shit, and everyone tried to tell us that we can do this, basically, and we all just started doing it, you feel me?
Word.
Yeah.
What about you, my brother?
Shit, I started like 2 years ago.
Let me help you out, man.
Yeah,
I gotta watch what I say around here, man. I just feel like I'm gonna get slammed. Like,
Fucking dead.
I started like 2 years ago. Started taking it serious like a year ago. Last year.
What were some of your influences?
Shit, Bobby nigga.
So the family. I mean, yeah, because we all grew up together. So it's like, you know, we was always bouncing off ideas off of each other. And you know, I was already doing music at the time. And so, you know, just imagine me finding out my niggas could rap too. I'm like, oh, what is this? We got to. Like, it's Mando. We got to put it on. So it's like, man, it's bittersweet for sure, because it's like, who else would I rather take with me and keep around me than the family? So it's like, you know.
Did y'all go to school together?
Some of us. So, yeah, we went, some of us went to West. Some of us got sent up to school up North. And so, but we were always keeping in touch. We always,
all
you know.
related.
Yeah.
Like, we all blood.
One way or another, we all related. So it's just crazy how it just all work out. Everybody, some of us make music, some of us do clothes, some of us model, and then some of us, some of us are the security. So it's just crazy how everybody just got together, and you know, all the pieces of the puzzle just came together.
It's kind of hard to see who's security and who's the model.
Right?
Like, everybody look like security.
It'd be like that. So it's like, man, and we don't even have the whole team here. We still got a lot of young boys that's on the team too that they don't really get to pop out. But yeah, I mean this is the bulk of the Ghost family, really.
Is it safe to say kind of you're the Captain America of the Avenger group? Like, I don't want to say leader, but how does that work? How does the Ghost family move as far as a unit?
We all have our own style. That's the thing I love about my group. None of us sound like each other. Like, everybody has their own role. Everybody makes their own type of music. But as far as myself, I think it's just because I've been doing this for a while. So I kind of already had an idea of what to do, and everybody, you know, glory to God, everybody put their trust in me to start lining shows up, start getting us in the studios, and vice versa. I put my trust into them to come with me with ideas, let me know if some shit is hot, if it's not, you know. So it's really just about accountability between us. I mean, I can't really say it's been me, because, I mean, without these guys, I wouldn't be in this position. So really, like how it says in the name, is family. Like, I depend on them just as much as they depend on me.
Word. I love how you guys are moving though, man. I seen the ski mask.
Yeah.
I seen this shit right here is heavy. That's why I put this shit up on the TV. Like, that shit says support. You know what I mean? That says that. Yeah, I mean, one of us make it, we all make it. So that's dope as fuck.
Facts. Yeah, and I love this photo because it's not even just Rose Park motherfuckers in there. You got Glendale people in there. You got West Valley people, and so this photo means a lot to me, actually, because, you know, within recent years, there's been a lot of tension between those cities, you know?
Yeah.
Just how it would be anywhere else. But, you know, for people from other neighborhoods to be able to come out there and show us love like that, like, that shit means more to me than people know. Like, because it's bigger than that. Like, the kids look at that and like, damn, them niggas from Rose Park is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, and vice versa. So, you know, hopefully this is a stepping stone for the rest of the city, you know, for the rest of the state to see that, you know, it's bigger than your neighborhood. It's bigger than the shit you really being on.
So how's the shows going?
Good. That shit hella fun.
Yeah,
boy.
Yeah, you look like you just love performing.
Hell yeah.
Why do you like performing? What is it about it that makes you like it?
The energy, man. I like seeing everyone vibe to our music, see us all clicked up on the stage. Like, we don't always have time for all of us to be together, but when the shows pop out, we be going mania up in there, and everyone be feeling us and shit. So that shit just fun to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You be stage diving?
Hell no.
Hell no. You went to stage dive? Come on, Bobby. You can get up there and stage dive.
I'd stage dive and this shit'll fall out my pants.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
Is that your government?
Yeah.
Bobby B?
Yeah. My government name is Bobby Martino.
Okay.
And then so I put the Bobby B because the man I was named after, that was his street name growing up. So I was like, man, if I'm named after him, I might as well take that too. And then the Mac I actually got from my boy Doe. Is master the art of communication, and I was like, oh, I like that. I'm gonna tag that shit onto my name.
That is dope.
Yeah, I kind of like rebranded, really, because everybody, you know, when you first met me, everybody knew me as Lil Bobby B. That's B-side son. But I'm like, nah. I was like, man, I'm a man now, so I gotta rebrand and get some new shit going. You feel me?
The Mac I just thought because of the women.
Well,
cause the music that you spit, you can I could tell the ladies love your shit. You know what I mean?
They do. But they love all of our shit. That's the funny thing about it. So it's like, man, everybody a Mac in this motherfucker, really. in the whole group. I mean, we know how to dress, we know how to make good music, and we love to have a good time. No negative vibes around us.
Word. So kind of going the way you grew up, you know what I mean, you grew up, I don't want to say under your pops, but, you know, people knew who your pops was and you know, you kind of his son. And, you know, during that time, what was kind of the challenge in kind of rebranding yourself from being that to the man you are now and the movement that you got going on now?
I had to mature early. Like, especially at 16, and he was, you know, we was getting into the clubs, and, you know, we was getting in, performing in front of everybody. I had to mature early, and I had to look at things differently, especially with, you know, trying to juggle football and school, and then at the same time making music on the side. Especially when he stopped doing music, and I started picking it back up again. I had to, like, separate myself, and I was like, damn, I don't want to be known as B-side's son. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I was like, damn, I got to make a lane for myself. Like, my pops already did his lane. He did his thing. He had B-side radio. You know, he was doing all the battles, killing it, doing the shows, doing the music with boombox. And I was like, damn, I got to separate myself and create my own lane. And so, you know, I manifested that. God brought these brothers into my life, and, you know, the rest was history from there.
Word. Man, your dad need to bring back B-side radio. Is he in Utah?
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Yeah, he coaching up at West now.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Football?
Yeah.
That's dope. How long has he been there?
It's their first year.
Oh,
This
dope.
is their first year back, so yeah.
Did you all play football? No. I know you did.
Half of us did. I mean, half of us was playing football. The other half of us was locked up. So,
Oh, okay.
so yeah. I mean, but we all started in sports. Really, that's the funny thing about it. Just like everybody else, like, you know, everybody had hoop dreams.
Yeah.
And then, you know, lo and behold, we just found out everybody could rap. So, shit, we just translated that, and you know, we transferred that type of energy into music, and, you know, we've been punching the right buttons. So,
Yeah.
glory to God, man.
Will we see you battle anytime soon? Are you gonna be battling again or what?
Shit. I love battling, you know, as far as I love battling. But, I mean, as far as that goes, when I first started battling, I wasn't really hip to the culture at the time. But then, you know, from then till now that, you know, I've watched hella battles, you know, and I've started to catch on, I'm like, damn, I feel like I could battle. I could really do it. Like,
Yeah.
But, I mean, but even though that's not really the type of lane I want to drive, but, I mean, yeah. You know,
So somebody was like, "Man, I got you. I'm calling you out."
Yeah.
You'll be like, "All right, I'll be there."
Yeah. I mean,
32
yeah.
deep.
Yeah, I'll pull up with a whole gang. So, you know, I mean, I already know if I battle, yeah, I'm punching motherfuckers the whole round. That's for sure. Like, man, like it's no candy bars anymore. I'm 24. I'm a grown ass man now. So
Is there anybody that you would want?
I don't know. I honestly haven't thought about that. Everybody be asking me, I'm like, nah, not really. I'll really just, because, I mean, I'd rather do this music shit anyway. So, you know, I don't really put too much thought into the battling. But I do love it, though.
Yeah, I was listening to that record, Barrels, with the C. Valente.
Yeah, shout out to my boy C. Valente. He killed that shit, man.
Yeah, you definitely smoked him on that record.
Oh, man, that's my boy.
No, I love him. I love the music he does.
Yeah.
I love his vibe. I love what he does, but I mean, just like Hove and M and Renegade, you know what I mean? Like,
man,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure C. Valente would like to hear that he got somebody on his record that smoked it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I definitely had to, especially when he sent me his verse, and he's like, yo, you want to hop on this? I said, I got to hop on this. I said, yeah, I'm about to kill this shit. You don't even know. And I sent it back, and he wrote me back like 2 days later. He's like, yo, that shit was fucking fire, boy. And I was like, yo, I mean, I had to do what I had to do. But I mean, that's kind of like what I like to do with my features. Like I like to
outshine him.
Yeah, make them just like, you know, because it's friendly competition, you know. Because I was like, man, if he gonna put me on this track and I'm gonna be on this tape, I gotta stand out. You know, I better have the best tape. I better have the best motherfucking verse on this tape. Like that's how I treat every feature. But you know, shout out to my boy C. Valente. He definitely blessed me with that one.
Yeah. I got a question, and it's a question that I wasn't gonna bring up.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna bring it up just because I think it fits in right here. There was a time when C. Valente and Late God was going in, and there was a back and forth about C. Valente shouting out Rose Park.
Yeah.
Not repping Rose Park, just shouting everybody from Rose Park out. Shout out to all the people holding down Rose Park.
Yeah.
and this man had a problem with it.
Yeah.
And I felt like you kind of got brought into it kind of on the sly. You know what I mean? It was weird. It wasn't like, I don't want to say people were like having Bobby choose a side, but it was just like a weird kind of thing. So I wanted to kind of ask you your opinion on it and get your perspective on it.
Yeah, I mean, as far as that situation with both them dudes, I don't really want to go into too much of it. But I mean, as for myself, I don't really like to do the social media shit. Like, I don't like arguing with motherfuckers. Like, I won't say it on here, but shit, I don't like to type shit. So I was like, man, I messaged both of them, discreetly, and separately, and I told them what it was and made sure everything was cool, and that's really all I could say about it, and I told them, that shit got nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
like, it's bigger than that. So it's like, man, I was glad that C. Valente was, when I talked to him, he was super mature about it, because that shit could have gone left.
Yeah,
honestly, that shit could have gone left for me, just as me being affiliated with it. So, shout out to my boy C. Valente. He really handled it maturely. And so, yeah, I mean, hopefully the situation is dead now, because it's bigger than Rose Park. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Rose Park, but I'm thinking global. We all thinking global. Like, it's bigger than that shit. Like,
well,
yeah.
I'm thinking the type of music you guys can make. I just listened to that one C. Valente Barrels record with you two. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to hear what you and Late God would have or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so I hope that it wouldn't hinder any type of features or anything like that in the future.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, as far as, I mean, there's certain people
These niggas laughing like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, like,
Who's Lake?
I mean, yeah, there's certain
shit.
Like, there's certain people we work with, certain people we don't like to work with.
Word.
But I mean, as far as now, the main thing we're focused on is just getting our group tape out.
Word.
So I mean, we try to avoid all that bullshit, especially the social media shit, because that shit's goofy. Like, anybody could do that, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's for the kids.
What's the group tape?
The Book of Ghost.
Book of Ghosts?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the collective. This is the
Yes,
Ghost
sir.
Family Book of Ghosts tape.
Yep.
So
And-
take me through it.
So basically, it's gonna have 6 tracks on it, and so we definitely gonna drop that before the summer, and so the joints that we already put out for it was I believe it's just Loyalty, actually. Yeah, the Loyalty track and the video that you see
Yep, I
that
seen
me,
that.
the 3 of us were on. That's one of the main tracks on there, and then we got 5 other ones. We got one that's called Back to the Block. We also got one that's called Thuggin' by my man Perry. We got one that's called Prophecy with me and Jay. And so, yeah, that one, the streets is definitely going to fuck with that one for sure. Because, I mean, it's got flavor on it for sure. Like, none of the songs sound the same. And it's really just us introducing ourselves as a group, to the masses. And, we're definitely doing a whole bunch of videos this year, too. So, yeah, stay tuned, because we're going to have at least 1 or 2 dropping every month.
Dope. Who does your videos? Do you have one
Dukes. Yeah, so this girl, these 2 right here on the bottom right.
Okay.
And then there's also a couple more that they got with them. But shout out to my girl Dukes and Happy Thoughts. They killed it. They killed 95. Shout out to my man Eric Flames, who did the Loyalty video. And then they also did a couple. They're gonna do a couple more videos for us too. And so yeah, shout out to Dukes. She killed that shit. That's my girl. And they're good people. So if anybody's looking for a videographer, I'd definitely tap in with them.
Word. So what's the Ghost Family recording situation? Like, how do you guys record? What's your process of recording?
Shit, whoever got the hottest shit that day, you hop in the booth and it's done. That's it.
Yeah.
So you just go in there and get it done? Yeah. You cranking out record after record, Perry?
Not like Bobby. Bobby,
No, man, nah.
After record.
He got notebooks
be
and
working.
shit, man. Yeah, everybody got notebooks. Like we just go into the studio, and honestly, like where people would see it as work, for us, it's just fun. Like we just go in there, the shit is just natural. Like this shit just spills out of us. We get drunk, we get high, and we just laugh about it, and shit just comes together naturally. And so that's why I love it, because we all got chemistry with each other. Like we don't really have to force anything. Like if somebody's writing a verse and then he spit it, and we're like, damn, that shit's hot, you should throw it on this one. Oh, damn, that shit's hot, you should throw it on that one. Like it just all comes together really. Like, and nobody's really playing the backseats either. Like everybody's really there, like writing their shit. Everybody's there to have a good time, but at the same time, we know we got to get shit done.
So if I'm Ghost Family, Dre is in there writing, right? I'm in there Jay's over there side-eyeing me like, man, this nigga would never write that. I'm in there, I'm writing, right? Yeah. And I'm like, yo, and that shit's just garbage. You guys gonna tell me?
Yeah, hell
for
yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, we definitely put each other in the hot seat. Like you gotta spit your shit before we lay it down. Like you gotta spit it in front of everybody, and everybody will tell you. Like nobody know like that. And that's the thing I love about this group. They ain't no yes man. Like niggas will really tell you if that shit's hot. They'll tell you if they not feeling it. And you know that's the best thing you could do for your group. You know, because shit, if I spit some hot shit. Or if I spit some whack shit and they let me put it down and I embarrass myself, like I'd be looking at them like, the fuck is y'all doing, man? Why y'all let me put that out? You know? So it's like, if Ghost Dre come through and spit a whack verse, man, yeah, you can't be at the studio no more, man, until you come with some hot.
How about y'all just ghostwrite for me? just ghostwrite for me, and then we can make it happen. You with it or nah?
Man, you say less, I got you.
Word up. So, Ghost Family tapes coming, videos are coming. What made you kind of want to take? I don't want to say take this more serious, but it feels like you guys are more active now.
Yeah. Shit. We was just getting to that age where I was like, damn, what the fuck am I doing, yo? I'm like, yo, like I'm wasting all this time. I'm drinking and smoking and partying and not getting shit done. You know, and so like, damn. It felt like everybody was in that position, like, and we all got to that position at the same time. So that's the funny thing about it, because we dropped 95 a year ago, and nobody heard it. Like we had a couple thousand plays on it, and then once
don't say that like that's light. I got a couple thousand. Like the thousand's a lot.
Yeah. Like, but I mean, you know, we when we dropped it at that time, we were still halfway in, halfway out with this shit. Like, we was just doing it just to do it. And then, you know, by the summer, we actually started taking this shit seriously. And we started lining up shows. We had our first group show back in August. And so since then, we've had like 6-7 shows. All of them have been lit. And we dropped at least a good 10 songs from the group. And so, we got 2 videos out now. And so, right after we dropped this video, the shit went up. Like, we're already at damn near 20K. And so it's crazy for us to just see how far we've come as a group within the past year. Because within that past year, like, damn, we was going through it. Like, motherfuckers was getting locked up. Motherfuckers was going through shit. And so, like, shit, looking at shit like this, just even being here, shit is bittersweet, because, like, damn, we really doing shit. Like, we really getting it, like, and just like we was planning a year ago.
Word. I hope you guys see what you guys are doing. Like, I hope you guys are able to be like, damn, we're really doing some shit.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
Because it's easy to keep your head down and just work.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes you kind of have to, like, look back and be like we here, we're not locked up. We're doing positive shit. We're doing what we love. We're having fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Yeah, we try to celebrate, like, our accomplishments, like, no matter how small they may be. Like, every time we drop a video, we try to go out that night or that weekend, just so that way we were able to cherish all of this before we take it to granted, because, you know, just as fast as it's come, that shit could just go like that. Yeah. So, you know, that's why I try to implement that into the group, and everybody else does too. It's like, man, we try to cherish this and remember these moments as much as possible, because, you know, we might look back at this 10 years from now, I'm like, damn, look how far we came from there, you know? Yeah. Like, so we definitely gotta, we definitely take the time to appreciate everything and appreciate each other, because without even just one of these motherfuckers in this room, none of this works.
Word. Are you guys fathers?
Couple of these. Yeah.
How do you balance being a father and doing this shit? Like, is it challenging?
Yeah, sometimes it get challenging, but shit, you gotta do what you gotta do, make shit happen.
Word. My son is at the age where he's trying to DJ, because I DJ too. Yeah. Yeah. So, do your kids kind of follow you and see you writing and shit and want to rap and get on your songs and shit?
Yup.
How's that make you feel?
Make me feel good, and like it make me realize that they're watching, and I gotta watch what I'm talking about and what I'm saying and shit.
Word.
Hell yeah, like his daughter, his daughter be making videos. She be singing along to all the songs. She be killing it. His son be doing the same thing. So it's like, man, it's beautiful. Like even just as uncles, just watching that, because it's like, like the kids love us. The kids they watch everything you do, just like Jay was saying. Yeah. They're gonna imitate all of it, and so that's the beautiful thing about it. That's something that we're gonna cherish, because my brother's kids do the same thing for mine. Yeah. And so like, yeah, that's how we know this shit's gonna pay off, because it's like, man, if the kids love it, that's really all that matter.
Yo, I think that you were spitting on 95, right? You were talking about how us 80s brothers, and watch that damn camera, Taurus, damn.
He jumped, man.
Yeah, I know, man. That camera's more than your damn phone, so watch your damn steps.
That's a party foul, man. You got to do 100 push-ups on the phone.
Oh, yeah, that's how you got that chest, huh? That's how you got that chest. Yeah, 95. So you were talking about how the brothers in the 80s really didn't make it better, or set a good example for the next generation. Yeah,
and that was no like for some of the people it felt like a slight towards them, like but for me I was like, man, nah, because I understand, like for them it was different, like they weren't getting any guidance from the 70s guys, because and so with them not getting the guidance, they weren't able to teach anything to us, so now we were all lost. So I can't blame them at all, as far as what they had to go through, the struggles they had to endure, while at the same time trying to learn how to grow up and be a man. Because if you think about it, all these people were leaving California, leaving all these big cities, trying to escape that lifestyle, coming here. And and coming here, they're bringing that same type of energy here. And so all of that shit blossomed, and blossomed into what it is in LA, what it's looking like in Compton. Because you think about Compton was supposed to be a suburbia. Mm-hmm. But then you've seen all motherfuckers moving in, seen people gentrifying the neighborhood. And so now Compton is what it is. And so at a young age, I was starting to see that same type of feeling in my city. Like there was kids moving from California, from Texas to Rose Park, coming to West High. And I'm like, damn, this shit's starting to become a melting pot. Like this shit is crazy. And so like we have a responsibility, especially for us as a group. We got a responsibility to show these kids that, we're better than just being football players. We're better than being ball players. We're better than being motherfuckers just lazy motherfuckers on the block. Like we definitely gotta erase that stigma before it becomes too late, because the city is growing. The city is growing. 2023, we're about to have the All-Star game here.
Yo.
And so the nightlife is growing. So like, as far as my position, and especially with the group, I feel like we have a duty to the city, to make it before then. Because the more that the city grows, it's going to come with the good and the bad. And so I'm definitely trying to teach these kids better than that before we get to that point, before we become Compton, before we become, Tacoma, before we become Las Vegas, because it's getting there. A lot of people didn't think that or consider that, but it's getting there. Like, the only reason it hasn't is because of the influence of the church.
Are any of you guys of the church? At one point in time?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
When we were kids.
Yeah.
I was a member.
So how did that play into your guys' decisions into what you decided to do with your life? Like, was there a huge influence maybe from a certain ward or maybe even your own family?
Yeah.
So how did you guys grow through that? How were you able to create your own decisions? I'm sure there was a lot of disappointments.
Yeah. It's kind of hard when you have a lot of your family looking at you like you can't do this type of music or be this type of way because of how the church is. Sometimes you gotta just take a step back.
It can't take you nowhere.
Can't have nothing nice.
Don't open that now. Don't open that.
This nigga, bro.
Ruining good conversation. Sorry, my brother.
No, it's good. But yeah, I don't know. I just took a step back from it. And I think my family knows that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go 100 with it.
Facts.
With or with not being that side. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to do what you need to do. It's tough, even if you need to take a step out from growing up in the church and abiding by a certain lifestyle to keep going with what you want to do for your dreams. You feel me?
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Facts. And it definitely helped with our parents already coming from this type of lifestyle. So it wasn't like a foreign concept to them, you know, that we were gonna get into music, especially for us, the bulk of us that grew up in Rose Park. Like, they already understood. I mean, and even though they may not agree with, you know, 100% of what we do or what we talk about, you know, they definitely support us 100%. Like, my auntie and my uncle, Jay's parents, they with us everywhere we go. They pop out everywhere we go. And so, like, our families are definitely behind us. Like, and we've come to the point where it's like, yo, you guys don't have to agree with everything we do. You guys don't have to be behind everything we do. But all we ask is y'all support.
I told you not to open that.
Damn, man, that's another party. And you got 200 push-ups on his belt,
Bro,
man.
200 push-ups. Damn.
I swear to God.
Man, I'm going to tax you. 200 push-ups and $25.
He said it come with interest.
Yeah. Yeah, damn. Let me get them shoes. What size?
them shoes look like my size, man. What you talking about?
Word, man. Well, damn, that's crazy that, you know, I understand how influential the church is, and I'm glad to see that you brothers didn't bend or fold on your own,
yeah,
you know, vision and dreams. So I respect that a lot. How do you guys feel about the Utah scene right now, musically?
It's changed a lot.
Cause you've seen both generations. Yeah. So you've seen a lot. You've seen the early 2005s to today. Yeah. So what's your thoughts on where it's at right now?
It's definitely changed. Like, as far as when my pops had started and back in those times, it felt like, you know, the city was like divided. Like, everybody only fucked with this certain type of group. They only fucked with these people on this side. They only fucked with people on this side. But, you know, as far as the social media age and that shit bridged the gap for everybody. Like, now everybody's able to work with everybody. And as far as the shows, people are actually starting to pop out. Because then people didn't really pop out to local shows unless they knew you, like, personally. So, but now people will, like, pop out just because they fuck with your music. And I feel like, you know, social media and the technology age, that front-runnered a lot of the success that's been going on within the city. Like, motherfuckers is throwing shows, motherfuckers is opening stores, and they're getting all their clothing brands going off. And so, you know, as far as the mesh within the city, it's definitely grown. Like, C. Valente is from the Ville. I'm from the Park. Like, naturally, people wouldn't think that we would fuck with each other. But just me knowing him as a person and him reaching out to me through social media, like, we were able to create that bond, and now that's my boy forever. So it's like, it's crazy how much the city has changed, because it used to be you just meet him at the local spots or you just meet him at the local shows. But now you don't have to do anything. You can just do that shit straight from your phone and connect with people. And if they just take one listen, and if they fuck with you, they fuck with you.
Word. What generation had the better music?
Oh, this generation,
yeah,
for sure.
This generation right here.
Yeah,
talking about?
Just because we're starting to separate into our own sound. You know, back then, everybody either sounded like they were like from fucking 80s California or some backpack rappers from New York. Yeah. That's how I felt. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like now everybody's like diversifying it. Like, they're putting it into their own type of feel, and the city's starting to gain an identity as far as how we sound. Because, you know, if you look at every major city, New York niggas sound like New York niggas. ATL niggas sound like ATL niggas.
Kind of. I mean, there's some New York guys that sound like they're from the ATL, right? Like, Designer, right? Designer, he from New York, but he from the ATL.
True. And that's... And that definitely comes with just the South sound just taking over. But I mean, as far as, like, especially if you heard somebody from the Bay, like, you know he's from the Bay. If you heard somebody that's from LA, like, oh yeah, he sound like he from LA. But like now, especially with our group, we're trying to create that stigma as far as, oh yeah, they from Salt Lake. They sound like they from the Northwest. So it's like, and we definitely getting there. Like, we starting to become that go-to group as far as, like, oh, that's Ghost Family. They from Utah. And then you already know how out of towners be like, Utah. Like, what the fuck we going on in Utah? Yep. So, you know, it's it's a good and bad thing, but I mean, you know, it comes with it. Like especially with Utah not having a face yet in the music industry. But I mean, we definitely it's definitely getting there. Like motherfuckers is getting deals and shit, and motherfuckers is getting distribution. Shout out to Augustus King, that's my man's. Shout out to Sig Burner, like that, and they've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah.
And I watched them since a kid, and so I was like, man, to see that they still doing it and still killing it at the level that they killing it at, it's a beautiful thing to see.
I feel like there was a certain point where certain individuals like flipped the switch and like started grinding harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's why we see that with Augustus right now.
Right.
Like, killing it because he's actually like putting in the footwork. Like he's out here touching people. You know what I mean?
True.
Is Ghost Fam putting on their own shows right now?
No. So we're actually linked up with our homies from Glendale and Rose Park, from Rose Park too. But it's called Turn Up Utah, and so they've been throwing parties and then putting us on for the show part, and so that's really what we've been doing for the most part. But within the near future, we're definitely gonna start getting into the promotion game.
Word. What's holding you guys back from doing these local shows like the competitions, the key to the industry competitions? What's your thoughts on those, and why haven't we seen your guys' name up there?
I don't know. I mean, and not to sound blunt or you know or rash, I would just say like, man, I feel like we don't really have to, like or we feel like we don't have to. I feel like, you know, if we keep doing what we do, and you know, and we create our own lane instead of having to go through the same funnel as everybody else, I was like, man, then they'll have to come to us, you know, to ask to get us on the shows, you know, because we definitely want to go into the game with leverage.
Yeah.
And you know, show that we could do we don't need nobody. We could do this shit on our own. We don't need no big name DJs. We don't need no record label. Like we can get shows. We could promote our own shit and make our own clothing lines and have our own models for our brands. Like we're just all about independence. So that way we reap the benefits of everything instead of having to, you know, rely on anybody else.
What made you have that type of mindset?
I feel like you know, just seeing that, like just seeing so much shiesty deals going on, especially within the industry nowadays. Like motherfuckers just get a mill and think they on, like or they sign that 360 deal and they think that, you know, that's all they got to do. I'm like, yeah, fuck all that, man. I was like, man, if the name of the game is leverage, especially now, like when you see indie rappers like Chance the Rapper or you know, and you see him making the waves that he's making, just, you know, him hitting the ground running. I was like, man, if they could do that, why can't we do that? You know? Isn't
that crazy that people feel like they need somebody to make it?
Yeah, for sure.
Especially in the day and age that we're in, like technology, like essentially this is radio. Essentially this is radio, and I'm nobody, right? I'm just here doing it. There ain't no big corporation. I just put some money together with a partner,
right,
and just build our shit up little by little. And so it's crazy to think that there are rappers out there or artists out there that feel like they need to have a record label or somebody to get them where they need to go rather than just going and doing it themselves.
Right. And I mean, ultimately that I feel like that does play a part in it. Like you might want to do a distribution deal or promotion deal with some labels at a point in time in your career. But I mean, as far as social media, it's like, man, you don't really need nobody to do it. Like you just got to be willing to fucking bleed for this shit. Like really put your fucking life into this.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's, you know, especially for our generation and a generation of below us, that's kind of a foreign concept to a lot of people, that hard work concept. You know, because I mean, just because how accessible everything is nowadays. Like you're able to get fucking food delivered, alcohol delivered to your door at the touch of a phone. So it's like, you know,
weed.
Yeah. So right now the weed man there ain't no trap spots no more. They pulling up on you. So it's just they mobile. So it's crazy. So it's like, man, a lot of these motherfuckers is just spoiled and they don't want to work for it. And so, I mean, we definitely don't want to be spoiled brats when we get there. So that way we know what we want, and when we get what we want, it's for a reason. You know, it's because we put in the groundwork and we did those shows in front of just 6 people. You know, we ran out of gas. We had to pitch in the last of our paychecks for studio time, which, you know, that's what we're going through at the time. But at the same time, you know, we all know and we all believe in the vision that all this shit's gonna pay off one day.
Word.
For sure.
I think it will. I mean, you guys definitely have the talent. You guys have the talent. Was it Legacy, the one that was filmed in the apartment? Was that Legacy?
I think that was 95, baby.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
That's right. It was. That video stood out to me.
Thank you.
That video really stood out to me. This might be a weird question for you, Jay. What'd you want to be when you were a kid? When the teacher said, Jay, what do you want to be when you grow up? What did Jay say?
The NBA.
NBA?
Player.
Word. What about you, Perry?
I wanted to dance.
Yeah?
I wanted to be a dancer.
Like,
All up in that shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All up in the videos.
all up in the videos.
dancing.
I wanted to
What
back
about
up
you?
for Chris Brown or some shit.
Yeah.
Bobby B, what did Bobby B want to be?
Shit, I wanted to do football.
Yeah?
I was terrible at it, but fuck, I wanted to do it. But you know, shit happens for a reason.
Yeah.
But it is. But you know, it all happens for a reason.
Y'all still do the Turkey Bowl?
Oh yeah, we still do. I don't think we had one this past year, did we? I don't think we did.
Glendale's still up, huh?
Oh no. Oh no, Rose Park been up like for the past 3-5 years. Yeah.
Word? Okay.
They know you could go to Glendale, ask them too. They know, but it's all love. That's the funny thing about it. It's like that, you know. And I believe the year before that we played West Valley. Yeah, and Rose Park and Glendale clicked together and we played the West Valley team.
Oh, dope.
So I mean, that's definitely a blessing, you know, because that shit's eliminating a lot of the barriers as far as for the kids. So I'm grateful. We definitely got to keep that going.
Word. Do you guys what do we expect when we go to a Ghost Fam show?
A whole lot of gang shit.
Yeah, you gonna hear?
I'm a square, man. So when I show up, man,
I would just say, just expect to hear some good ass music, but you better come prepared. Like you better come ready to fucking yell your fucking lungs out and take
energy,
your shirt off and go
I'm
crazy.
keep mine on.
It's all good, man.
Jay got abs, but I ain't got abs, so I'm gonna just keep mine on.
Yeah, just really expect to have a good time because that's all we about. We just having a good time, promoting the positive vibes and shit. And yeah, that's really about it. That's really the most I could say about that.
Word. What's next for the Ghost Fam, other than the tape?
As far as the videos, we've got one coming out next month. It's actually within the next 3 weeks, and then we've got a couple more videos coming out right before the summer. And so yeah, and then of course we have the Ghost tape, and then I'm also gonna be starting my album within the next couple weeks or so. Actually, no, I got a couple albums coming out this year.
Damn.
So, yeah. I've been working, man.
They in the tuck, like they done.
Almost. They're right there. I just need to write like 2-3 more verses, and we just get to mixing and mastering, and that's just done. But I got a couple albums coming up. I know Perry and Jay is starting on their solo stuff as well. We definitely got the volume 2 of the Ghost tape coming out this year too.
Damn.
Yeah, we're definitely flooding this year. Like that's one thing we definitely at the beginning of the year, we all came together and we said, yeah, we got to flood the market this year.
Yeah.
Like especially if we want next year to be as big as we want it to be, we definitely got to flood and push this shit into motherfuckers' faces.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
force feed them. Don't give them no reason but to see you.
Facts. And so that's definitely what we're doing, and for sure, of course, more shows, a whole bunch of shows coming up.
When's the next show?
End of February. I think it's the 27th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
And then we got one the week after. I think it's April 4th.
I'm gonna have to pull up.
Come through, man.
I'm gonna be in the back though. Like I ain't. I'm like, yeah, I know them.
Nah, you gotta come you gotta come front row so we pull you up.
Jay, you got my back.
Got you.
All right. Word, man. Cool. So, do you want to go ahead and hit your socials? Where can we find you at? Jay's like, lover boy Jay.
JB the model slayer.
Ghost Fam JB on Instagram.
Ghost Fam Perry on Instagram.
Cool. And mine's is Bobby B Mac Ghost Fam on Instagram. And then our SoundCloud is The Hive Entertainment. And then our YouTube channel is also The Hive Entertainment.
Awesome.
Yep. So
So you guys are the Hive Entertainment is kind of like the hierarchy of the umbrella of Are You Artists.
yes.
Awesome.
And so yeah, The Hive Entertainment as far as as far as Ghost Family. So yeah, that is the hierarchy. And so I mean, as far as that, we definitely want to use that as our platform to do things outside of music. Like Ghost is really just the music part of things. And so as far as everything that we do outside of music, as far as, you know, business strategies and investing, and also like esports and shit, like we definitely want to tap into that, but put it under a different name. But all of it goes under the Hive Entertainment.
That's forward thinking.
Got to, man.
We got the Silicon Slopes Tech Summit next week.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about it, but it's a gaming event. They're doing a whole arcade. It's at Salt Palace.
Where? I didn't know that.
I would highly suggest, if you guys are into the e-gaming shit, go down there and network,
I'm with that.
because there's not a lot of our faces down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so for us to have those type of, you know, make those kind of moves, that's huge. So I would highly suggest it and encourage it.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that. Hell
A lot
yeah,
of
I'm
money
definitely
in
gonna
that.
look into it.
A lot of money in the esports.
Yeah, you seen kids like 13-years making like millions
Yes.
just off of
Yeah,
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Tournaments. Yeah, it's just crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And they nice too.
Yeah.
They crazy with that game. So it's just crazy.
I ain't good with the Fortnite, but I'll smoke you with some Madden.
Man, I'm the best at 2K. I don't care what anybody say over here. I don't care what 2K say. I don't care what Taurus say. I'm the best in 2K ever. I'm the best ever.
Word.
Now I'm talking shit.
I was gonna ask you before we close out with Boombox.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't want to say Boombox was the same as the Hive Entertainment, but the Hive Entertainment. What are you doing different than what those guys did with Boombox? Did you learn anything from
yeah.
the things that they did?
Yeah, like I was able to like from a kid standpoint, I was able to pick, you know, K Barber's brain, Duke the Thonga Kid's brain, and we still fuck with them to this day. Like we still go over there and record at the media plant. Shout out to the media plant. And yeah, I was able to pick up their brains, you know, and see that the type of grind and effort that this lifestyle was gonna take. And so that was the crazy thing about it. It's like, man, I was able to watch Boombox and Greenlight come together and do their thing, as far as, you know, all the shows, going out of town and doing shows, getting into the battle scene. And so, like, it just made it easier for me for all of us to come together and make shit happen. So, I mean, as far as what we're trying to do with the Hive Entertainment, we're definitely trying to reach into areas that other people don't really think that colored motherfuckers should be reaching in.
Yeah.
Like I definitely want to look into real estate, because, you know, it's a growing industry for sure, and it's always going to be a growing industry. Definitely want to look into esports, just because that's the type of stuff we grew up on in our generation, was playing Halo and shit like that. So like, we definitely want to get involved with the kids. Yeah. Like do things for the kids, have community projects within the near future actually. And so, yeah, that's something we want to do. Just become more tapped in with the communities, become more tapped in with the kids, to show people that we really genuine, and you know, we really about what we talk about in our music. So it's like, that's definitely something that we're looking forward to.
Are you familiar with JP from Rose Park?
JP is he?
He's folks.
Oh, is this
P-Funk?
P-Funk. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shout out to P-Funk and the GD homies. I believe we linked up at the last show, the last Slap Shitty showcase.
Yeah. Juggy's showcase.
Yeah, I linked with him. Hey, he's good peoples, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with everything that you guys got going on, it links with what he got going on.
Right.
With Good and Delicious, where he has his ice cream truck and he drives through Rose Park and he gives kids ice cream.
Yeah, the GD ice cream. Yeah.
So maybe that's something you guys can link up and maybe figure out how you guys can. I mean, because you guys are on the same path. I feel like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like especially with all the Rose Park artists. Shout out to all the homies like Snicks and all them. Like we all are in each other's ears for sure. Like we always talk to each other. We always try to keep it within the family. But so as far as us in J&M, we're definitely gonna make that happen.
Word.
Like it's just a matter of time when everybody's schedules link up, and so yeah, that's definitely in the book.
Word, man. Cool. Y'all have anything else to say? Anything else you want to get off your chest? Talk about? Any last fucks? I know you about the positivity.
Free smash.
Free smash, free lay, gang shit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nigga lay.
And
Jay, don't get mad because they ain't gonna see you on the camera. because I've been blocking you the whole time. So it's not you, it's me.
Good.
It's not you, it's me, baby. It's all good. But yeah, go check out that new loyalty video that just dropped yesterday. Y'all go tap in with that. We also got the 95 baby video, and yeah, tap in with the Ghost tape dropping before this spring. And yeah, thank y'all for having us, man. I appreciate you.
Of course, I'll put the link in the description below to all his videos and everywhere that you can catch the Ghost family. And
yeah, tap the fuck in.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be doing this again. I enjoyed speaking with y'all, brothers.
Hell yeah, we definitely got to do one a year from now.
Yeah, let's do it. 2021.
I'm game for it. Let's get it.
All right, y'all have a good day. Peace.
Gang shit. Let's get it.
Ha.